Hey everybody, what's going on? Brother John here. Welcome to Third Proverb. My post is on modern deism. I don't know, it seems like I've been just posting on Third Proverb lately. Uh, a lot of the religious videos too. So, I'm sure by the title you're quite intrigued. And even though I don't really know, is Christianity a cult or a religion? And now, when I was a Christian, you know, and we hear it all the time, that it's not a religion, it's a relationship, supposedly with Jesus. And but if we are going to use definitions, if we are going to somehow, this is my hand, right? If I say, what is a hand? Yeah, you will say, is this, with 5 fingers. Some people have less than 5 fingers, unfortunately, but it's still a hand. Is my eye, my nose. We have definitions. And we have to agree upon these definitions if we're going to agree if something is what it is. Okay? And a very reliable and pretty much a standard is, we go to Webster Dictionary, or there's dictionary.com, which is pretty good, and that's the definition I'm going to use too. You can go to Webster too. I think it's Merriam-Webster.com. Look it up. And and if we're gonna go by definitions, and this is what the definition is of a cult. A cult, one, is a particular system of, well, first let's do religion first, okay? Because it seems like cult becomes a sub definition or whatever you want to call it below religion. So a religion is a set of beliefs. This is the first one. A set of beliefs concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe, especially when considered as the creation of a superhuman agency or agencies, usually involving devotional and ritual observances, and often containing a moral code governing the conduct of human affairs. Now, if that Christianity doesn't fit into that, I don't know what doesn't. Um, Concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe, Christianity states that God created the universe in 7 days, right? Or 6 days and a day of rest. Whether you want to believe each day is 1,000 years, or if you want to believe each day is 24 hours, God did it in 6 days. God is the purpose, right? Jesus, the Trinity, this is the purpose of the universe, the nature, right? And the purpose is to glorify God and worship Him, blah, 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 right? There's also devotional and ritual observances. Most Christians go to church every Sunday, some on Saturday. And the ones who go on Saturday think the one that's going on Sunday are not the real Christians. They're the cults. Or the ones that really going on Sunday, the ones that are going on Saturday, they're the cults. Like the Seventh-day Adventists and the Jehovah Witnesses. They're the cults to most Christians. But Christian religion, in general, the definition says, involving devotional and ritual observances. Okay? Now you might think, oh, ritual observances is all the ceremonial stuff, Catholic Church, you start thinking, liturgical stuff. Well, your religion. Okay? Whether you're a Pentecostal, you meet every Sunday, right? You have certain observances, you do, holidays. Your religion. It says also a moral code governing the conduct of human affairs. The moral code is there, right? You have your 10 Commandments. Besides other codes that I consider are gray areas, whether it's drinking, um, all sorts of dancing, music, all these other gray areas that I see, but they're moral codes in certain churches. Okay? So, number 2, definition of religion, a specific fundamental set of beliefs and practices generally agreed upon by a number of persons or sects, and they give an example, the Christian religion or the Buddhist religion. It says it right there. 3. The body of persons adhering to a particular set of beliefs and practices. Every time you come together Sunday, you're all kind of believing the same thing. You're in agreement. You're reinforcing each other's beliefs. You agree upon these beliefs. This is what we believe of God, Jesus, and whatnot. You are in a religion. I don't, you can tell me all you want that you're in a relationship, but it's a religion. Now let's go to cult. The definition of a cult, and this is where it gets quite interesting, because I would almost say cult and religion are the same thing. But here we go. Definition number 1. A particular system of religious worship, especially with reference to its rites and ceremonies. 2. An instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, especially as manifested by a body of admirers. I dare make the case that Jesus Christ becomes that veneration of a person, Jesus Christ. And I would say Christians are more guilty of worshiping this image of what they see Jesus with the long hair and the beard, because when you start thinking that and you have the pictures and you think this is what Jesus looked like, you put form, in essence, you're putting form into God, because you call Jesus God, well, most Christians do, and you bound him by that form, you bound God by this form, and you focus on that, right? 3, the object of such devotion. There you go. 4, the fourth definition of a cult, a group or sect bound together by veneration of the same thing. I don't know, it's pretty clear to me. Sociological definition, a group having a sacred ideology and a set of rites centering around their sacred symbols. Sacred symbols, crosses, statues, pictures, all these kind of things. Alright, I know that most people, when they think of cult, they think of Jim Jones and David Koresh and, these extreme examples where a man is worshipped. The charisma of a person, I mean, it can even be said above politics too. I mean, So, and I think it's in human nature to want to worship somebody, for lack of better terms, or to look up to somebody, to admire somebody, to want to be like somebody. And at the same token, as humans, we look, in the human forms, we look for the weaknesses to tear these very people down. Alright? Because, God forbid, anyone be like a God. But when it comes to Jesus Christ, you're worshiping an image of a person, what you perceive as Jesus. And I dare say that Christianity is a religion. By definition, it is a religion. And a case can be made that it's a cult as well. I don't really say that too negatively. I'm not telling. I know the word cult has this negative connotation. Okay, but I mean, I see it as it is. Now, those of you know, I do believe in a creator, universe, source, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not dogmatic of what that is. Trying to explain the formless and then put it into form, and that's what religion does, put it into form. Good and evil, God, devil, blah, four good and evil forces. We personify these things, we put it into form. These things go over time, they're passed on, these stories over and over, and then they're accepted as truth. But I think trying to put something that is beyond our understanding or whatever, and then trying to bring it down to a certain form and doctrine and put it in a box just so we can kind of feel secure and feel right for being here, you do yourself a disservice. So that's my thoughts on cult, religion, and whatever not. So I was just watching a video by someone I'm subscribed to, and he was talking about how Christianity is not a religion. And I know you like to think you have this relationship with God, but uh, I mean, we can get into definitions of what a relationship is. You know, there's usually a back and forth. It's personal. Um, there's usually some clear communication, and I find that sometimes lacking when people say they have a relationship with Jesus, and then everyone seems to have different interpretation of what Jesus is saying, and then they're always the right one. Everyone else is wrong because they don't agree with you. So how could you be really having a relationship with someone if this other person, entity, Jesus, whatever, seems to be kind of schizophrenic, bipolar, multi-personalities if everyone's hearing something different? But I don't know. Okay, I'm done. Peace, prosperity to you all. Namaste.